So this evening we are hearing from the daughter of the late Congressman Sylvester-Turner. She's talking about loss and legacy as we approach the 17th annual Sylvester-Turner Family Day in the park.
Yeah, the first time it will take place without her father.
This Saturday, the Sylvester-Turner Family Fun Day will be hosted by his daughter, Ashley Turner Caption. She had her first planning meeting for this year's event on the day her father died.
And the first thing that they asked me was, do you want to postpone? They were like, I don't think anybody would blame you if you want to hold off, maybe do it next year or, do it maybe later at a later date. And I was like, absolutely not. My dad would not want me to reschedule. My dad would say, Ashley, one of the last things he said to me was, Ashley, we move forward. We move forward.
So she is doing just that, carrying on her father's legacy of community service.
In my mind, I thought we were going to link arms to do some of this stuff. But obviously God saw different, and it literally has become a baton. And I'm very honored to do it, but it is like, let me, because, with my dad gone, I feel a little off center.
She was his only child and dubbed the first daughter when he became mayor. It was a life of one public event after another.
We were walking in here and you said you realized you're more like your dad than you thought. In what way?
Yeah, definitely my logic, the way I think, definitely the way that I find myself handling hard conversations. And also I like being busy. I didn't realize that about myself. I like the busy. I don't think I like the busy as much as he liked the busy.
She last saw her dad in Houston just a few days before he died. Showing no signs of slowing down, Congressman Turner was at President Trump's address to Congress, and he took this video with one of his constituents at the Capitol.
I have to ask, was your dad strict or a pushover?
He was a pushover. You heard the stories about the credit card.
Yes, I did.
She calls hosting this year's Family Fun Day therapeutic. But
I've been very clear when I talk about my dad. He gave me a full life as his daughter. No regrets, right? In my grief, the hardest part has been how I wish that he was here longer to have that experience with Jameson, with my son.
Her son Jameson, now 8 months old, he called his grandfather Pop.
My dad used to say all the time, like, oh, Jameson's helping me write my speeches. And I'm like, Jameson can barely hold his head up. Like, what are you talking about?
But what will you tell him when he's older?
Oh my gosh, he was my dad's best friend. How much my dad was looking forward to being a grandfather. Gosh, Lynn. I'll tell him how much he was loved.
How much he was loved. Now, as for her father's health, we did talk about it. Ashley says he did not like to dwell on the negative, saying he was an example of living your purpose until God calls you home, and no one gets to dictate what that looks like.
It was good to hear from her.
Yes.
And see that she is still thriving despite this massive loss in her life.
And she admits she has her moments.
Yeah.
With grief, you have your moments.
Absolutely. Losing my father myself, I absolutely understand that.
But we thank her for sharing. So this Saturday, several thousand are expected at Sylvester-Turner Park for Family Day. There will be games, food, and entertainment. It runs from 2 until 6 p.m. Saturday afternoon.